Most Kia owners do one thing when they think about car maintenance. They wait. They wait for the oil change light. They wait for a strange noise. They wait for a warning light to show up on the dashboard. And by the time any of those things happen, the damage is already done. The wear has already occurred. The money is already on its way out of your pocket. And here's the part that nobody talks about. The dealership knows this. They count on it. Every single time you walk through that service bay door with a problem that could have been caught weeks or months earlier, they know they have you. Because at that point, you're not in a position to shop around or negotiate. You need your car fixed, and you need it fixed now. That's when the big invoices get written. Here's what the dealership will never sit you down and explain. The difference between a Kia engine that's knocking and burning oil at 90,000 miles and one that's still running perfectly smooth at 250,000 miles is not luck. It's not the model year. It's not even how hard you drive it. It's what you do and what you don't do on a consistent and intentional basis. And most of it takes less than 15 minutes a month in your own driveway with no special tools and no mechanical experience required. Today, we're going to change the way you think about owning and maintaining your Kia. These are the monthly habits that experienced mechanics build into their own routines, the ones that keep their personal vehicles running decade after decade, while everyone else is making payments on a replacement. Once you start doing these things consistently every single month, your engine will last longer, run better, and cost you significantly less money than you ever thought possible. Let's get into it. Step 1. Check your oil level and condition. We're starting here because this is the single most important thing you can do for the long-term health of your Kia engine. And it takes about 2 minutes, not 2 hours, not 2 trips to the parts store, 2 minutes in your driveway with nothing but the dipstick that's already in your engine. With your engine off and cooled down for at least 10 minutes, locate the oil dipstick. It's usually a brightly colored handle, yellow or orange on most Kia models, sticking up from the engine block. Pull it out, wipe it completely clean with a rag or a paper towel, reinsert it all the way back in, and then pull it out again. Now look at the end of the dipstick carefully. You're checking 2 things, level and condition. For level, the oil film on the dipstick should fall between the minimum and maximum markers at the end of the stick. If it's sitting right in the middle or closer to the maximum mark, you're in good shape. If it's sitting at or below the minimum mark, you need to add oil immediately before you drive that vehicle anywhere. Running a Kia engine even slightly low on oil is not a minor issue. Oil is what creates the protective film between every moving metal surface inside your engine. The crankshaft, the bearings, the camshafts, the pistons. When that film thins out because the level is low, metal starts contacting metal direct. That wear is cumulative, it's permanent, and it happens every single time you start the engine in that condition. For condition, look at the color and consistency of the oil on the dipstick. Fresh oil that's in good condition will be a clear amber or light brown color and will look relatively clean and transparent when held up to light. Oil that's dark brown is getting toward the end of its service life but is still doing its job. Oil that's completely black, thick, and opaque has broken down and needs to be changed immediately, regardless of where you are in your mileage interval. And if the oil on your dipstick looks milky, foamy, or has a grayish tint, stop driving that vehicle right now. Milky oil means coolant is mixing with your oil somewhere in the engine, which is a serious internal problem that gets catastrophically worse every mile you drive it. 2 minutes once a month. That single habit alone has saved more engines from premature failure than any other maintenance practice that exists. Step 2. Check your coolant level and condition. Your Kia's cooling system has one job: keep the engine operating within its designed temperature range, and it does that job silently and invisibly until the moment it can't anymore. At that point, you're looking at overheating, warped cylinder heads, blown head gaskets, and in worst case scenarios, a completely seized engine, all of which are 4- and 5-figure repairs that almost always trace back to a cooling system that wasn't being monitored. With the engine completely cold, and this cannot be stressed enough, never open the coolant reservoir or the radiator cap on a warm or hot engine because the system is under pressure and you will get severely burned. Locate the translucent plastic coolant overflow reservoir. On most Kia models, it's clearly visible in the engine bay and has minimum and maximum level markers molded into the side of the tank. The coolant level should be sitting at or near the full cold line. If it's low, top it off, but use the correct coolant for your specific Kia. This matters more than most people realize. Kia vehicles use specific coolant chemistry and mixing mixing incompatible coolant types can cause chemical reactions that degrade your water pump seals, corrode your radiator internally, and create deposits inside your cooling passages that restrict flow. Check your owner's manual for the correct coolant specification before you add anything. Now look at the color and clarity of the coolant in the reservoir. Most Kia coolants are a specific color: blue, green, or pink, depending on the model and year, and should look relatively clear and bright. If the coolant in your reservoir looks brown, rusty, murky, or has visible particles floating in it, that coolant is degraded and contaminated. Topping it off at that point won't help because the chemistry is already compromised. You need a complete cooling system flush to remove the old degraded coolant and start fresh. Also, check the outside of the coolant reservoir and the hoses connected to it for any signs of dried coolant residue. White or crusty deposits on the outside of hoses or fittings are a sign of a slow leak that you want to find and address before it becomes a fast one. Step 3. Inspect your air filter. A clogged air filter is one of the most common, most overlooked, and easiest to fix causes of poor performance on any Kia engine. Your engine is essentially a very sophisticated air pump. It needs a precise ratio of clean air to fuel to combust efficiently and make power. When the air filter is clogged with dirt, dust, pollen, and debris, that ratio gets thrown off. Your engine has to work harder to pull air through a restricted filter, your fuel economy drops, your throttle response gets sluggish, and your engine runs less efficiently across the board. Checking your air filter takes about 60 seconds and requires zero tools on most Kia models. The air filter sits inside a black plastic airbox that's connected to your intake system. It's usually one of the most accessible components in the engine bay. Most Kia airboxes have clips or a single screw that hold the lid on. Pop the lid, pull the filter out, and hold it up to a light source. If you can see light passing through the filter media relatively clearly, it still has life in it. If the filter is visibly gray, brown, or black, and you can barely see light through it, it needs to be replaced. If there's debris, leaves, or insects packed into the filter folds, replace it immediately. A new air filter for most Kia models costs between $15 and $25 at any auto parts store and takes about 5 minutes to swap out yourself. Dealerships charge $40 to $80 for the same job. Beyond the cost savings, a fresh air filter can improve your fuel economy noticeably and restore throttle response that you may not have even realized you were missing. Most Kia owners who replace a neglected air filter notice an immediate improvement in how the car pulls through the mid-range. That $20 part pays for itself in fuel savings within the first few weeks. Step 4. Check your tire pressure and condition. Most people don't think of tire pressure as an engine maintenance item, but here's why it belongs on this list. Running consistently low tire pressure doesn't just wear your tires out faster and compromise your handling. It forces your engine to work significantly harder to move the vehicle. That means more fuel consumption, more heat generated in the drivetrain, and more wear on your transmission and wheel bearings over time. It's a domino effect that starts with something as simple as 5 pounds per square inch of lost pressure. Once a month, ideally in the morning before you've driven the car, grab a tire pressure gauge and check all 4 tires. The correct tire pressure for your specific Kia is on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb, not on the sidewall of the tire. The sidewall number is the maximum pressure the tire can hold, not the recommended operating pressure for your vehicle. These are 2 very different numbers, and using the wrong one will give you a ride that's either dangerously soft or uncomfortably hard. While you're checking pressure, do a quick visual inspection of each tire. Look for uneven wear patterns across the tread width. If the outer edges are more worn than the center, or vice versa, that indicates an inflation or alignment issue. Look for any cuts, bulges, or embedded objects in the tread or sidewall. A sidewall bulge is a structural failure, and that tire needs to be replaced immediately. A blowout from a bulged sidewall at highway speed is one of the most dangerous situations you can experience in a vehicle. Also, check your spare tire if your Kia has one. A flat spare discovered on the side of the road during an emergency is a situation that's entirely avoidable with a 30-second monthly pressure check. Step 5. Inspect all fluid levels in one complete pass. Once a month while you're already under the hood, take an extra 2 minutes and do a complete fluid inspection across every system at once. This takes almost no additional time since you're already there, and it gives you a comprehensive snapshot of your vehicle's health every single month. Brake fluid. Locate the brake fluid reservoir, which is typically a small translucent container near the firewall on the driver's side. The level should be be between the minimum and maximum lines. Brake fluid level does drop very slowly over time as your brake pads wear down and the calipers extend further, so a gradual slow drop is normal. A sudden significant drop in brake fluid level is a warning sign of a leak somewhere in the brake system and needs immediate attention. Also, check the color. Fresh brake fluid is clear to very light yellow. Dark brown brake fluid is contaminated with moisture and needs to be flushed. Power steering fluid. If your Kia has a hydraulic power steering system, check the reservoir level and make sure it's at the full mark. Low power steering fluid causes pump whine, heavy steering feel, and accelerated pump wear. If you find yourself topping off the power steering fluid repeatedly, there's a leak somewhere that needs to be found. Windshield washer fluid. This one seems trivial, but running the washer pump dry burns it out, and replacement is surprisingly expensive on some Kia models. Keep it topped off, it costs almost nothing. Transmission fluid. Not all Kia transmissions have a dipstick accessible to the owner, but if yours does, check the level and condition once a month the same way you check your engine oil. Transmission fluid should be red to light brown and relatively clear. Dark brown or black transmission fluid with a burnt smell means the fluid is overdue for a change, and your transmission is working harder than it should be. The whole fluid inspection pass takes about 3 minutes once you know where everything is, and finding a fluid that's low or degraded during a routine monthly check costs you nothing to address. Finding out about it when a system fails costs you everything. Step 6. Check your battery terminals. Your Kia's battery is the foundation of every electrical system in the vehicle, and battery terminal corrosion is one of the most common causes of hard starts, electrical gremlins, and unexplained warning lights that sends owners to the dealership for expensive diagnostics when the fix is free. Once a month, take 30 seconds and look at both battery terminals. You're looking for any white, blue, or greenish crusty buildup around the terminal posts or cable connections. That buildup is corrosion caused by hydrogen gas escaping from the battery during normal charging cycles, and it acts as an insulator that gradually degrades the electrical connection between your battery and the rest of the vehicle. If you see light corrosion, mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a small amount of water. Apply it to the terminals with an old toothbrush and scrub. The baking soda neutralizes the acid corrosion, and it will fizz as it works. Rinse with a little clean water, dry it off, and you're done. For heavier corrosion, you can disconnect the terminals and clean them more thoroughly. Always disconnect the negative terminal first and reconnect it last. After cleaning, a small amount of dielectric grease or petroleum jelly applied to the terminal posts will slow future corrosion buildup significantly. This entire process costs nothing if you catch it during a monthly check. A corroded terminal left unchecked long enough can cause enough voltage drop to trigger false fault codes, damage sensitive electronics, and eventually leave you stranded with a car that won't start. Step 7. Listen to your engine and brakes. This step requires no tools, no products, and no mechanical knowledge whatsoever. It just requires you to pay attention, and most people never do. Once a month, ideally on a quiet morning before you've started driving for the day, start your Kia cold and sit still for 60 seconds before you put it in gear. Just listen. A healthy Kia engine on a cold start should fire up promptly, idle slightly higher for the first 20 to 30 seconds while it warms up, and then settle into a smooth, consistent idle. Any sound that doesn't fit that pattern is worth paying attention to. A rhythmic ticking that persists after the engine warms up can indicate low oil pressure, a collapsed lifter, or valve train wear, especially on higher mileage engines. A deep knocking sound from inside the engine is a serious warning sign of bearing wear and needs immediate professional attention. A hissing sound usually points to a vacuum line leak or a coolant leak that's dripping onto a hot surface. A rattling on cold startup that disappears after a minute is often timing chain related on higher mileage Kia engines, worth monitoring closely. Now, pull out of your driveway slowly and apply your brakes gently. Listen for any grinding, squealing, or scraping. A light squeal under moderate braking that goes away after the first few stops in the morning can be normal surface rust burning off the rotors overnight. A squeal that persists through every stop is your brake pad wear indicator, telling you the pads are getting low. A grinding sound means the pads are already gone and metal is contacting the rotor. That's an emergency that needs to be addressed immediately, because every mile you drive in that condition is destroying your rotors. Your Kia will tell you when something is wrong if you give it 60 seconds of your attention once a month. Most people never do, and that's exactly why most people end up with repair bills they never saw coming. Step 8. Check your belts and hoses. This one takes about 2 minutes and can prevent a breakdown that leaves you stranded on the side of the road at the worst possible time. With the engine completely cold, do a quick visual inspection of your serpentine belt, the long ribbed belt that drives your alternator, power steering pump, air conditioning compressor, and water pump. Look for any cracking, fraying, glazing, or chunks missing from the belt surface. A serpentine belt that fails while you're driving doesn't just leave you without power steering, it stops your water pump, which means your engine will overheat within minutes. On most Kia models, a serpentine belt replacement is a relatively inexpensive job done proactively. The same job done on the side of the road with a tow truck involved is a completely different financial situation. Also, squeeze your coolant hoses, the large hoses running between your radiator and your engine. A healthy hose should feel firm but slightly pliable. A hose that feels rock hard and brittle has dried out and is at risk of cracking. A hose that feels extremely soft and mushy has deteriorated internally and could collapse under pressure, restricting coolant flow. Either condition means the hose needs to be replaced before it fails. Hoses are inexpensive. The overheating damage they prevent when replaced proactively is not. Step 9. Clean your engine bay. This one surprises most people when they hear it, but keeping your engine bay reasonably clean is a genuine maintenance practice that experienced mechanics take seriously. A dirty engine bay covered in oil residue, road grime, and grease buildup makes it extremely difficult to spot new leaks as they develop. When everything is already covered in old grime, a fresh oil seep or a new coolant leak blends right in and goes unnoticed until it becomes a much bigger problem. Once every month or two, take a few minutes and wipe down the accessible surfaces of your engine bay with a clean rag. You're not trying to make it showroom clean, you're just keeping it clean enough that anything new stands out. A fresh oil spot on a clean valve cover is immediately obvious. That same spot on a cover that's already coated in old residue is completely invisible. If your engine bay has significant accumulated grime, a careful low-pressure rinse with a garden hose, keeping water away from the alternator, the fuse box, and any open electrical connectors, followed by a wipe down with an engine degreaser product, will get you back to a baseline that's easy to maintain monthly going forward. A clean engine bay is not vanity. It's a diagnostic tool that costs you nothing but a few minutes of attention. Step 10. Review your maintenance records. Last one, and this is the step that ties everything else together. Once a month, take 5 minutes and look at your maintenance records. When was the last oil change and what mileage are you at now? When were the spark plugs last replaced? When was the last time the coolant was flushed? When were the brake fluid and transmission fluid last serviced? Most Kia owners have no idea when these things were last done, especially if they bought the vehicle used. And operating a vehicle without knowing where it stands on its maintenance schedule is like flying blind. You don't know what's been done, you don't know what's overdue, and you have no way of planning for what's coming. Keep a simple log, a notes app on your phone, piece of paper in your glove box, anything. Every time you do any maintenance on your Kia, write down the date, the mileage, and what was done. Over time, that log becomes an incredibly valuable tool. It tells you exactly where you stand at any given moment. It helps you plan and budget for upcoming services. And if you ever sell the vehicle, a complete documented maintenance history is worth real money to a buyer. The Kia engines that make it to 200,000 and 300,000 miles almost always have one thing in common: an owner who paid attention consistently over many years. Not perfectly, not expensively, just consistently. These 10 monthly habits are how you become that owner. That's everything. 10 things, once a month, most of them taking less than 2 minutes each. The total time investment is maybe 20 minutes a month. That's less than one episode of anything you're currently watching. And in exchange for those 20 minutes, you get an engine that runs better, lasts longer, and costs you dramatically less money over its lifetime than it would otherwise. Save this video. Come back to it every month if you need a reminder of what to check. Share it with every Kia owner you know, because this is the kind of information that should be in every owner's manual, but somehow never makes it there. If you want more Kia tips, maintenance guides, and money-saving secrets that the dealership hopes you never find out about, hit that subscribe button right now. We put out new videos every single week. We'll see you in the next one.